Flow experiments. One type of sugar is called glucose. Glucose is how to say glucose. Glucose has 6 carbons, 12 hydrogen atoms, 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms and 6 oxygen atoms in each molecule. Molecule. Molecule, both of them good. Glucose is written C6H12O6. The thickener in ketchup is called starch. Starch is 600 glucose molecules bonded together. Yeah, in a line. All of the single sugars, maltose, and no, not maltose, that's a double. Lactose is a double. Sucrose, the sugar you put in your coffee, that's a double. Coffee, cakes, sweets, sucrose in lots of things. Fructose from fruit, that's the other single, that's C6H12O6. It's just slightly different arrangement of those 24 atoms. Starch is a giant molecule. Yeah, 600 of those. Whoa, 600 times 6 and 600 times 12 and 600 times 6 oxygens. Actually, slightly less, because when they bond together, they lose a H2O. Lots. For each experiment, weigh the amount of ketchup that comes out in 1 minute. Point a full glass bottle of ketchup at a plastic bowl in a kitchen sink. Yes, it has to be glass because plastic is too squeezy. And if you squeeze it, you mess up the experiment. So glass ketchups. Poke a chopstick into the bottle for 5 seconds to see if that helps the sauce come out. The chopstick or anything else that's pointy and can really get in there. Chopsticks are helpful because they're not too pointy, they can't hurt anyone. The chopstick helps break the liquid air seal so that ketchup can come out faster. Yes, surface tension broken, the surface isn't as flat. After each experiment, put the lid back on and leave the ketchup standing for 5 minutes so that you get a fair test. Put the lid back on, put the ketchup back in. Yes, because you want to have the ketchup bottle the same full each time for it to be a fair test. If it's half empty, that's not fair. And yes, once you've been doing one of these experiments, you have to leave it a while for the ketchup to settle back to where it was. 5 minutes might be a little bit too low, but it should be okay. Most of my students are going, wait, 5 minutes, not anymore. Another single sugar with a different arrangement of 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens and 6 oxygens is called fructose. Oh, there it is. Fructose. Fructose is a sugar in fruit. Fr for fruit, fr for fructose. One fructose bonded to one glucose makes sucrose. Sucrose. Sucrose is the sugar you put in your coffee. Yes, it's a double sugar. Molecules with different arrangements are called isomers. Isomers. Fructose is an isomer of glucose. C6H12O6. Get an adult to screw the lid on tight. Hold the bottle by the bottom and swing the ketchup bottle in a vigorous down-pointing half circle at arm's length. Yes, a sort of whee kind of way. Then point the full glass bottle of ketchup at the plastic bowl. Yes, plastic doesn't break as much. In the kitchen sink for 5 seconds. The circular motion is called a centrifuge. Centrifuge. A centrifuge makes heavy liquids like ketchup go to the circumference, and light fluids like air go to the center of the circle. Just because some of my students don't know the word circumference, let's put that in. The ketchup goes out because it has more momentum than air. Momentum. Yeah, it's heavier, so it's got more momentum. As you swing the bottle around, the ketchup's momentum makes it move to the top of the bottle, which is the bottom of your swing. Anyway, momentum is mass times velocity. Ketchup also has more inertia than air. Inertia. Yes, momentum and inertia are often linked that way. More momentum, more inertia. Heavier liquids have more inertia. Thick, slow-moving liquids like ketchup are viscous. Starch molecules make the ketchup viscous because of the bonds between the molecules. Yes, and also the long chain starch molecules get all mixed up in the same way that spaghetti does. The bonds between starch molecules are called van der Waals bonds. Van der Waals. Yes, he was a Dutch gentleman, so his name is Van der Waals, despite the spelling. The van der Waals bonds bond all molecules together. Molecules 600 times longer have 600 times more van der Waals bonds. Get an adult to screw the lid on tight and vibrate the bottle up and down vigorously for 5 minutes. Then point the full glass bottle of ketchup at a plastic bowl in the kitchen sink for 5 seconds. Shaking the ketchup breaks the van der Waals bonds, making the fluid less viscous. Yes, do remember we're weighing these each time to see which one is the best at getting the ketchup out. To get ketchup flowing, you need a push force above the yield stress. Yield. The bonds can be broken by shaking the bottle up and down. Shaking is called vibration. Vibration. Whoops. Vibration decreases the yield stress. Another way of breaking the van der Waals bonds is by making the molecules vibrate by heating the ketchup. If the lid is on when you heat food, the hot air will not be able to expand. Then when the air is hot enough, it will break the glass and make a mess. Take the lid off the bottle and microwave the ketchup on full power for 5 seconds. Now point the full glass bottle of ketchup at a plastic bowl, should use the same one each time, in the kitchen sink to see how quickly the sauce comes out. Glucose, sugar, is a molecule I've got to get rid of that L. A molecule of 24 atoms bonded together. Symbol C6H12O6. Fructose sugar has the same atoms in a different arrangement. So fructose is an isomer of glucose. Starch is 600 glucose molecules bonded together to make a big carbohydrate molecule. Absolutely, there's starch in many of the ketchups. Sometimes it's xanthan gum, which is another long chain of carbons and hydrogens and oxygens. It doesn't matter which type of ketchup you're using. Centrifuges spin fluid mixtures. Oh, did I use the word fluid? Oh, yes. Mixtures, making the densest with the most momentum and the most inertia go to the bottom. There are 600 times more van der Waals bonding forces between starch molecules than single sugar molecules, because starches are 600 times bigger. Oh, in Mr. van der Waals. Sugar molecules become starch because sugar molecules because starches are 600 times bigger. Tomatoes, corn syrup and xanthan gum contain the starches that make ketchup viscous. Starches viscous. Cool! Did you see the one spelling mistake I made on purpose? Write it down in comments. See how close to first you get. Press my picture to get more of my videos. Press like. Press subscribe. Bye!